Hey, Gemini, intuitive soul coach here with your December 2023 career reading. Welcome back to my channel if you are returning, and welcome if you are new. These are general readings. Please take what resonates and leave the rest behind. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right, so Gemini, it certainly looks like December is going to be a month of reinvention for you. I'm getting a lot of personal transformative changes happening that are actually putting you on track for 2024, because you have the treasure card here, which does talk about hidden talent. It talks about having enough money in reserve to maybe retire, to shift gears, to move or relocate. I'm getting that for some of you as well. But there's something coming to an end, and it could be the energy of December is, a final conclusion. It's the last month of 2023. So we are closing down a lot of cycles. We're closing down a lot of shifts that have taken place in 2023. But because you have here the unexpected income, I feel like this is actually going to lead you into a better environment, a better energy, or a better level of abundance. But you also have the Skull card showing up here as well. So some of you Geminis have gone through a little bit of a rough patch. Maybe you've had to borrow money. I do sense that for those of you that may have borrowed money, there could be a paying of a debt or paying of a circumstance. I also get here an interesting message or interesting energy. Some of you are dealing with maybe karmic situations or things that you needed to learn and grow and evolve that your soul had contracted in. If that is a cycle you've had to endure or go through, and karma gets such a bad rap, but basically karma is the law of cause and effect. What we put out there, we get back in return. And even if we can't quite understand it, I feel like a lot of you, if you've gone through some situation based on a circumstance or based on a choice that you've made, that is coming to an end where you're getting ready to start a new cycle. So it wouldn't surprise me to see the Fool showing up or an ace or two in your reading, because that's coming to an end here. With this treasure card showing up next to the Skull, you're ending a cycle of Five of Pentacles in a way, and ending a cycle or a belief system around not having enough money, because some of you grew up in a very poverty conscious mindset. Maybe you didn't have enough money. I do see here world energy as well. So some of you have actually traveled into another country or another location to try to liberate yourself from a family situation or an environmental situation that held you back, because I do see here travel for a lot of you, or, global energy, world, completing cycles. This is about having excess. Now, some of you could be in sales. You may be an executive of a state, executive assistant. I'm also getting that you're planning your next steps in order to reinvent your business, your reputation, or yourself. Now, some of you are going into retirement. For others of you, you may work in hospice. You may be a healer, metaphysical healer here. You may have been unemployed or out of work, but that's shifting here. Now, you have the Watch card coming in. This is all about divine timing, and this is in your near future position about time to profit, right? You've gone through a little bit of a shift here when it comes to your belief system, and maybe physically, some of you have gone through some big changes in your world. Divine timing has been at play here. And in the near future, it's time for you to seize the opportunity, seize the day, seize the moment, because you went through a little bit of a waiting period where, yes, you may have been laid off or it was stagnant. It may have not felt like it was going anywhere, but internally you were going through a lot of these changes, because what you don't see coming is the wings. This is a bonus card, and you're the first one, I believe, to get a bonus card so far. And this is about rising above money issues. It's about a business possibly taking off, or it's about profiting more. I'm getting here with a new income source. For some of you, it could be a raise, a bonus, an inheritance, some sort of financial assistance, financial aid. But this is more than just money. This is spiritual work. This is your life purpose and your mission here on earth, Gemini. Gemini. It's what you are destined to do. But you also have free will, and there may have been situations in the past where you were playing a little bit of that tug of war, because free will may have said, I really want to go in that direction, and I'm not willing to necessarily see what else could be over here, where now you're opening up to the broader picture. There's some lessons that you've endured, that you've had to learn and grow to strengthen your resolve in a sense. And I do have here with the resign and retire. Yeah, some of you are leaving a position. You could be closing a cycle down, and maybe it's a job that you've been in for 20 years. Maybe it's a business. Perhaps it's an old way of living, doing, or being. I feel like you're shifting gears, and this is actually quite beautiful, because the universe, your higher self, your guides have cautioned you. You see the caution tape there. So there may have been rejections, there may have been disappointments in the past, but when you can detach from that energy of disappointment, you're able to see it for what it was. And what it was an opportunity for you to pivot and move towards your true soul's north, because you have the right direction card showing up here. And Gemini, you are on the right path. You're on the right path here to bring in some worry-free finances, some money in reserve, or to have excess so you're not struggling here. Because some of you, you've been on that struggle bus, but things are taking a turn here. I also see Wheel of Fortune, and then look at that. We actually have two compasses, two watches that almost look the same. So it's time to profit. You are moving forward in a new direction. Some of you, there is a takeoff here, like a launching of an idea, a product, a service, a job, a reputation, a business, with the Wings card. And this Wings is air, and you are the element of air, Gemini. So a lot of synchronicities you will start to see in your own world. I also get travel, again, coming up for you. So some of you could be traveling. Maybe if you celebrate holidays, you could just be traveling to visit family. I also see that you could be in maybe an internet-based business, marketing, or you reach people on a global level. All right, so we also have multitasking. Now, it may be a busy month for you, Gemini, where there's a lot going on. You may be working or juggling up many different jobs, many different ideas, your home life, your personal life. They're showing me Two of Pentacles, juggling things up, but you have what it takes here. And some of you, you've been working your tail end off, and you have this unexpected income stream coming in or following, or I'm also getting here, you're going to see the numbers increase from maybe the year before. Okay, so this is good. Or for those of you that felt a little bit stuck, or you felt like the numbers weren't increasing, it's actually going to project upward, because you can see that there is a huge projection here on that graph, and it looks to be on the high end. So for a lot of you, there is a big shift coming in here. And I do feel also, I'm getting here, the 3709 could be significant. 3709, that could be in a number. And as I said, that I just seen 37. So it could be in a number, it could be an age, 37. Someone may have a birthday on the 9th or be 37 years old. But there's definitely some changes coming in around finances or income. I feel for the better, especially because your final card here is loan approved. I do get new assets as well. So some of you, you may be purchasing or buying something for your business, for your company. Maybe you are putting in an order. It could be as big as a new company vehicle, or it could be, as small as pens or notepads for your business. So I feel like there's some sort of money being spent on career here as well. Let's dive into your reading, Gemini, and see what is taking shape for you in the month of December. What's been going on for you? I mean, the death energy showing up with the skull, a lot of transformation. I see that without a doubt. We have the Three of Wands. We have the Hierophant. Yeah, you're breaking free. That's your challenge position. You're breaking free from anything that limits you, any maybe traditional ways of doing things. You're going off on your own, branching off in a sense to do things in an unconventional way, or you're being asked to open yourself up to unconventional beginnings. So something that may look a little bit different, and a lot of people don't take that unconventional path because it's way, way out of the comfort zone. And there could be a higher success of quote unquote failure, or a higher success that maybe people don't understand it, therefore they reject it. But not you. Whatever it is that you're doing here, it is actually going to pay off in a really big, big way for you. I see Spirit helping you through this. Now, your beginning energy is the Three of Wands. This is about notable growth because you've gone through a lot of setbacks is what I see here. And it feels like just when you start to take 2 steps ahead, something happens and it's like you take 4 steps backwards. And I feel like you've been playing a little bit of this song and dance, 2-stepping it forward and backwards, but it's been difficult. It's felt clumsy is what I see here for you. But because the Three of Wands is showing up, I feel in your strength position as well. Even though it's the overall energy, the Three of Wands is about making the choices to choose differently, which I see you've done in the past. And now you're breaking free because you've made the choice to break free from old ways of doing things, to disintegrating what no longer works, right? Not continuing to do something that's just not helping, it's not sticking, or continuing to believe a certain way because you know that it's not helpful, or it's not, helping you manifest what it is that you truly want. The Hierophant as your challenge. I prefer to see this, as the challenge here, because it means that you're breaking free from corrupt energy, whether this is your own thoughts, behaviors, or patterns, whether it's that of others, but it's really about you aligning with your beliefs. It's about you learning and being open to that learning as well. But I also see that a lot of you are teachers and you've come here to teach, break free from institutions, break free from old ways of doing things, break free from the old paradigm, Gemini, and that's what you're being guided to do. Now, what's below you is the Seven of Coins, Seven of Pentacles. This is about the fruits of your labor paying off, because some of you, because you have the skull energy, you felt like you were putting your time and your energy and your money and you were throwing it at a situation and you weren't getting back what you had set out to achieve or to get in return. So you may have course corrected somewhere along the path, along the journey. And we do that. We need to do that, right? If we keep moving forward and staying in a position that, holds us back, or it's not in our highest good, or we feel resentment or bitterness or anger or disappointment, it's important for us to course correct and take a look at our beliefs, take a look at, our soul's path and say, are we in alignment, or do we need to shift? Because the integrity is stronger than staying in this situation. And I feel like a lot of you have course corrected. You've made some major decisions in your life in order to get to where you are today. So let's see here what we have coming in. Actually, we're going to go to the past position. So what do we have in Gemini's past here? The Four of Coins. You were hanging on tight. You were hanging on tightly, and I feel like now you are working on letting go, okay? Because there's that energy shift, that balance here. Do I hang on to this dream or to this idea, or do I let it go? Do I stay in this job, or do I move in a new direction? Do I launch this product, or do I, let that go to someone else? And so there's a lot of back and forth here, but ultimately what's been happening is you've been building that confidence within, even if it doesn't always feel that way, Gemini. And you've set yourself up for a more solid, stronger foundation in the physical realm, because you have been working on, eliminating the things that are working and the things that aren't. It's setting you up for success, not just here in the near future, but long term, into retirement, into, the next 10 years, 20 years, however long you have here. You're doing some big shifts, big changes. And I feel like a lot of it has to do with your beliefs, because that's the challenge here. And sometimes that's the most difficult thing. Sometimes that is the key, is the belief systems around it, because that belief can push us into, the action. So what's coming in above you? Holy cow, the 10 of Cups, beautiful. Emotional fulfillment as well as completion. Feeling like you are in line, in tune with your purpose, that you are able to help others, be of service. This is the 10 of Cups, which is about good fortune, right? It's about emotional wealth and deep affection for what it is that you do, the services that you put out there, and the people that you work with. Some of you could be connecting with maybe a family-oriented business. This could be a legacy that you're able to leave behind for your family, for your students, for your clients, whoever this is here. You're building up, and it feels like it's coming from a place of heart and soul. Like you're all in here. When you get the tens are about, endings that do bring in new beginnings, but there's a sense of completion or finalization. For some of you Geminis, you're either coming close to retirement. I mean, this could be whether this is this year or the next 5 years. For others of you, I feel like you're really coming into this cycle of, okay, I feel like I'm finally on my life's purpose and mission, and now I can't wait to branch off and share and come from a place of heart and a place of love instead of maybe some fear-based energies. And it all has to do with you hanging on and letting go with what aligns, right? With what aligns. You've also detached from some sort of outcome. And as soon as we detach, we see that things can start to unfold. We see that the universe can bring us magical gifts. We see that then we can profit when we release and detach from an outcome is when it comes kind of pouring in. So in the near future, you have the Devil in reverse. You're letting this go. This is about releasing some indulgences as well, whether this is, it could be as simple as overspending. It could be some of you, this devil is that pesky credit card payment with accumulated interest that you just can't seem to catch up on at times. The devil can be the fears that we talk about. It can be obsessing about situations. Basically, it's attachment. And we just literally said that you're releasing attachments. And we see that showing up here in the near future. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to be easy. No, but it means that you have the opportunity to do so. Whether you want to do it or not, that's free will, right? That's your choice. But because it's showing up in the reverse, I feel like this is about you reclaiming your power, freeing yourself again from some sort of expectations, materialism. It can be codependency. It can be obsessions, manipulation, whatever it is for you. Can be anything that tempts us or holds us within that comfort zone, because the devil doesn't grow, right? The devil just consumes more and more and more, whether it's good for us or not. And typically it's not. With the devil, it's conditional. And so for a lot of you, something came in here that maybe it even seemed at times a little too good to be true, or maybe it was something that was forcing you to move in a direction, but you had that cognitive dissonance of back and forth. Is this right? Is this not? That's why you have the Four of Coins aligned in this energy as well. Some of you are dealing with a toxic environment, work environment, or someone may have been projecting their toxicity onto you, and it may have almost felt like a cult in a way, because the Hierophant can be like a cult or a governing agency or beliefs that you were taught that just don't align with yours. It could even be that you went to school for, a certain degree. For example, let's say you went to school to become a nurse. And not saying that nurses are that line of study is cult-like, but there may be certain things that you just don't agree on because you have more of a spiritual point of view. Yes, there is the healing modality and there is the underlying of being of service and wanting to help, but certain things you may not agree with, and you may say, well, I want to take this healing in a new direction, but I'll also implement what has worked or what is true for me, and leave what doesn't, in order to kind of go off and build something over here. And that's what I feel is the example for you. Now let's take a look and see how you are feeling, Gemini. How are you doing? All right, what do we have for Gemini, please? So we have the King of Cups. with the 10 of Cups, I mean, you are feeling finally like your heart is in it to win it here, but not win it in a way of I have to get something back. It is in a way of I'm doing what I love and I'm being compensated and recompensed for it here. This is about peaceful diplomacy. It's about, doing the right thing because you know it's the right thing for you, even if other people don't necessarily agree. Because some of you, this devil energy could be other people or environments or situations that are saying, oh, Gemini, what are you doing? That's not the best for you. Or, oh, Gemini, that's not what you were taught, or that's not what society thinks you should do, right? But this is what you want, and you're not letting anybody hold you back because your heart's in it here. So I feel like there's a lot more peace coming in around you. There's a lot more balance as well. Someone could be a therapist, a doctor, a coach. I'm also getting here someone emotionally intelligent, very patient. I mean, this is you. This is representing your energy, but you've matured and you've grown. I also get here spiritual work for a lot of you, Gemini. I'm also getting here again, coach, mentor, something with healing and helping people overcome some negative emotions or to embrace all of themselves. You are an influencer. You are, I'm almost getting like spiritual guru for some of you. Some of you could even be implementing your own practices, your own course of study or your own program or regime here that other people want to be a part of because they know something isn't quite right. It's more of a lower frequency or more of a fear-based energy versus being in the energy of love. I mean, you feel it. It's obvious when you're in the energy of fear and you're in the energy of love, whether that's you yourself, whether it's an environment, whether it's something you're doing, you just feel it. You don't have to see it. So the Knight of Cups, I mean, look at all this cup energy for you, Gemini. I love this. Now, Knight of Cups is flowing attraction. I mean, look at him. He is working with that magician energy of the law of attraction. And the Knight of Cups is someone who is very sometimes they can be emotionally invested, but what I'm getting here for you with this Knight of Cups is you're following your heart here. You're following your bliss. And I feel like you're all in a situation. I mean, this is really powerful, Gemini, and it's important for you to follow your heart, but also I don't see any swords in your reading whatsoever. So I would like to see a sword here showing up because it's important to find that balance. And it's important to, I'm getting here like a Four of Swords, maybe some healing, but also being able to, rationalize something. Okay, we want to create a little more balance. So let's see what your hopes and fears are. What are your hopes and fears? Now this would be an okay spot to have maybe some of that. Well, maybe not, because sometimes we can get up in the head. We have the Three of Coins, Three of Pentacles. So you start off with the Three of Wands, and then in the hopes and fears, you're hoping to grow. There's the books. There's the knowledge, the education, the maturity. This is also about attracting the right target market. It's attracting the right people, right? The people that have your back, that support you, that want to grow with you and want you to be a part of their team as well, whether it's you are the one that's joining forces or you are the one that wants people to join your team, whatever it may be here, there is a building of a foundation that you started here a long time ago and you're ready to take that next step. I'm also getting here something along the lines of shifting a target market. Maybe that's part of what you thought in the very beginning, like I have to focus on women or I have to focus on, this age gap. And yes, it's good to have a target market, but I feel because you've shifted and transformed and maybe some of your own experiences, you are attracting different types of people. And maybe it's a radius. Maybe this is about expanding beyond, because I keep seeing that world card for you as well. So maybe you are limiting yourself by saying, I can only reach people in this vicinity here, when really you have the potential to go above and beyond. The fear is not learning a lesson and having to repeat it. And we said that in the very beginning of your reading, where you can choose to stay, right? You can choose to hang on to a situation, because When that Hierophant shows up here, the Hierophant does have you looking quite deep. It's a deep energy. You're being divinely guided, though, to get in alignment with your integrity, with your own beliefs and your own morals, your moral compass, so to speak, with the compass showing up twice. Now, your final outcome. Wow, look at this. This is you, Gemini, the Lovers. Wow, this is about making euphoric choices, not letting the choices of the past haunt you, okay? Because a lot of you, even though this is a career reading, I don't mind seeing the Lovers because it's about choosing the heart. And I see that you're doing this. You're doing so. You're taking some big changes into a shifting, like you're shifting the paradigm here. You're doing what is on your heart. Maybe not what's on your mind. And maybe you've always done that in the past, because again, I don't see one sword here for you. But because you've been reinventing yourself, it doesn't mean that you're not using your logical and analytical mind, Gemini. But I feel like you're setting aside some of the self-criticism or some of the mental blocks, and you're moving forward in a place of pure, unconditional love. That's the difference here between the Lovers and the Devil. They're very, very, very fine-tuned. They're very connected and close to each other. But the difference is conditional versus unconditional. And there may have been situations in the past that were conditional. Maybe you put conditions around money or around your work or around your career or around your financial, whatever it may be, where now you are opening up that heart to unconditional potential and love for what you do. So this is really beautiful. It's not often that I see both the Devil and the Lovers showing up here, especially when the Devil shows up in reverse. You're definitely cutting some attachments or cutting some ties to the old way of doing things with the Hierophant showing up here. That can be really difficult to do, especially if you've been doing it for a long, long, long time. We tend to set up that routine, right? It's like waking up for 40 years at 7 a.m. and then something shifting where you start to wake up at, I'm just throwing it out there, 4 a.m., right? So there's something here that's going to take a little bit of integration, a little bit of getting used to. Maybe you've been doing the same thing and been in the same line of work for 40 years. Same goes if you retire. You've been doing something for so long, and there's a little bit of an integration period happening here for you, but you have the strength, you have the heart to go all in here. So I really love this, Gemini. It looks to be a very, not just eye-opening, but heart-opening month for you, to explore more of what your heart is guiding you to do at this time. And with that Lovers, Gemini energy, this is about making balanced decisions with the head and the heart. So I don't even mind that, there's no swords in your reading, because that Lovers energy is about the head and the heart. It can be also about trusting that you are attracting, soul contracts and attracting partnerships that are in alignment with your highest good. And it certainly looks to be that way with the 10 of Cups and the King of Cups, the Knight of Cups. I mean, powerful reading, Gemini. You also have your come to the edge, and look at all those little hearts around the ledge there. So some of you could be 36 years old. Let's take a look. 36, come to the edge. This is all about courage. It's about taking a leap of faith and overcoming fear and accepting risk. And facing the unknown, Gemini, is the only choice you really have right now if you want to progress. It's okay to be afraid. Now is the time to take a risk that is not calculated. And that's why you don't have any swords. There's no more thinking here. There's only taking a leap in and doing something here that the heart's been guiding you to take for quite some time. To feel the exhilaration as you ready yourself for a leap of faith. Spirit is present, so let go of fear. That's what the Devil can be, fear, because Spirit's present. You have the Hierophant, which is about divine guidance here as well. It says, listen to your heart and soul, not your head. Come to the edge and discover that you can fly. You must step into the unfamiliar so that you may find your miracles. Because again, if there ever was a time, Gemini, for you to take a leap into the unknown, it's now. This is the perfect moment to take a big risk. The unknown is the only choice. And if you come to the edge, you will discover treasure. Look at this. You will discover treasure beyond your wildest dreams. There's the treasure chest. This is actually what you've been preparing for. And both cards kind of came out in the beginning, hand in hand. So you had to go through, or you are going through, this major transformation that is going to shift everything you've kind of ever known. It's like you're unlearning here things that maybe you've learned in the past, but now you're freeing yourself from that. You're coming to the edge. Allow your courage to lead you in spite of your fears. You don't need to know the exact form of what you are going for. The essence is much more powerful, and Spirit has a way of delivering an even better version of prosperity than you could imagine. Take that step, Gemini. The results will be amazing. Yeah, it will. I'm also going to read the reversal just because we do see the devil energy here. And even though I do see it showing up as letting go of this, some of you, because there's such a strong element here of the Hierophant and the belief around fear, I just want to help you navigate out of this a little more. And it says fear can be leading you into places that you don't need to go. Most of what you fear at the moment is an illusion stemming. Here's the illusion, fear, false evidence appearing real. It's stemming from what? The challenge, the Hierophant, an old belief that isn't even true. Now is the time for courage. You will not be lost at sea. That's why you have the compass showing up twice in your reading, because some of you feel like you're going to be lost, or you are lost as you are, entering uncharted territory here. You will not watch everyone else get what you want while you are left out all alone, right? All the drama of it all. You're not going to be left out alone. Spirit's right here for you. And you have some absolutely beautiful things coming in, but possibly one of the most biggest decisions of your career showing up in the energy here. So, wow. Really intense reading, but I love where it's going here. You have what it takes, Gemini, to succeed and so much more. Now at this time, we're going to get a few messages from your spirit animals. And I just ask, if you can, Gemini, take a nice deep breath from the solar plexus chakra, the belly area. Nice big breath in. And release through the mouth. And with your eyes closed, I want you to tune into that third eye chakra, the area between the eyebrows and your forehead region. And I want you to imagine the first animal or animals that show up in your mind's eye. Now this could be an animal that flies high in the sky. It could be an animal that swims deep in the sea. Perhaps your animal is wild, magical, mystical, or even domesticated. Perhaps your animal has crossed over the rainbow bridge. Maybe they visited through your dreams. Or maybe you can see them from where you are sitting or standing at this moment. There is no right or wrong answer, Gemini. And if you need a moment, just pause the video and come back when you are ready. And for those of you that would like to be entered into the free monthly reading giveaway, all you need to do is drop your power animals in the comment section below, and I will enter you personally into that giveaway where I draw one winner around the first of each month and post right back here on the channel. So please make sure you've hit that subscribe and bell button if you haven't already. All right, Fox Spirit, you have think on your feet, which is interesting. So because there's not tons of sword energy, or any of it for that matter, it's important for you to make some decisions that you're not mulling over, right? You're not getting too much in your head this month. You're just making decisions that feel balanced, and they feel like they're in alignment with what it is that you want, what you're seeking. Some of you could be 27, 55, 62, or you could be born on the 19th or the 27th. You have Snake Spirit. You're shedding an old skin here, Gemini. You are healing. You've been healing. That may have been why I was getting that Four of Swords energy, because there's something that is reinventing you from the inside out. The skull is completely, he's skinless. He doesn't have any skin. He's bones here. So something kind of had to shift the energy for you. And it may feel like you've come to a place where you can never go back to the old way of doing things, but that's okay, because that's actually what is going to help you out. You have Turtle Spirit here, which says slow and steady wins the race. This is about movement forward. Even if it feels like things are slower, allow yourself to just be present. Allow yourself to go with the flow, because things are going to become more accessible. I'm getting here that peaceful diplomacy again with the King of Cups, and it's okay to just be heartfelt, be in the energy of love and the energy of compassion this month, as well as every month, of course. But your final outcome, you have Dog Spirit. You have Dog Spirit, and I'm getting here Osho, O-S-C-H-O. Now, I don't know if that's the name of a dog. I don't know if that is a name of a person, or if it means something in a different language. Please take that as it resonates. But it says here, you can't make this up, be loyal to what you love. I mean, Gemini energy with the Lovers. You have so many cups. You have come to the edge. Be loyal to what you love. And it's also card 19. And if you know tarot, you know what 19 is. It's the sun. And that is about your treasure chest, right? Your happiness, your abundance. It is about you having that success that you've set out for. But it's more than just money. This is emotional wealth on all different levels: emotional, spiritual, physical, financial. It is about freedom and liberation, because you are in alignment with what it is that you love. You're doing it. You're already moving through and shifting through this energy here, and you're good at it as well. You are ready to step into this new frequency, this new paradigm here, Gemini. So I love where this is going here. Be loyal to what you love. Don't give up on yourself or your dreams. Just know that you're going through a total transformation, and you are reinventing yourself from the inside out. You're shedding that old skin and the old way of doing things. Now, this snake is never, ever, ever going to crawl back into that old skin. It's impossible, because as it's shedding the old skin, it's actually growing a new skin, and that new skin is helping shed that old. So you have more power than you think. You are more magical than you think here. And this is about you moving forward on this new path and slowing things down a little bit, because you have the Turtle. So if things have been quite hectic, or if it's been feeling like you've been work, no play, I think 2024 for you is going to be about things slowing down, spending time doing more of what you love. It's about making choices that are heart-based instead of that fear-based, conditional versus unconditional. That is what I have for you, Gemini. I'm loving this reading. If you guys like this as well, please hit that thumbs up. It certainly helps get the divine channeled messages out there to those that need it most. It certainly helps the growth of the channel, which I greatly appreciate, as we all work together here to uplift the planet. If you are interested in that free reading giveaway, please do drop your power animals in the comment box below, or see the description box for additional details. Thank you so very much, Gemini, for your time, your energy, your love, and space. Till next time.